In a small-town hospital, a young nurse was known as an angel of mercy. But in the 1990s, a chilling pattern emerged at the Vermilion County Hospital in Indiana. Patients were dying, not from their illnesses, but only when one specific nurse was on duty. His name was Orville Lynn Majors, and investigators would soon believe he was one of America's most prolific serial killers. Between 1993 and 1995, the death rate in the small intensive care unit at Vermilion County Hospital skyrocketed. It was over 400% higher than the previous years. Administrators were baffled. The common thread: most of these sudden, unexpected cardiac arrests happened during the night shift, and most of them happened when Orville Lynn Majors was working. Colleagues started noticing. He was often alone with patients just before they coded. He was frequently the one to call the code blue. One nurse testified she saw him standing over a patient who had just been stable, only for that patient to suddenly crash. The whispers began. Was it coincidence? Or was it something far more sinister? In 1995, the hospital finally fired Majors, and authorities launched a full-scale investigation. They exhumed bodies. The autopsies were telling. The victims, many of whom were elderly but stable, had toxic levels of potassium in their blood. Potassium chloride, or KCl. A standard medication in any hospital. In controlled doses, it's essential, but injected rapidly in a high concentration, it stops the human heart instantly. It leaves almost no trace, mimicking a natural heart attack. The perfect, undetectable poison for a while. Orville Lynn Majors was arrested in 1997 and charged with 6 counts of murder. The trial was a media circus. The prosecution painted a picture of a man who played God, who derived a sense of power from holding life and death in his hands. They presented evidence from over 130 suspicious deaths. The defense argued it was a witch hunt, that Majors was a dedicated nurse who simply worked the busiest shifts. But the testimony of his colleagues and the overwhelming statistical evidence was damning. In 1999, the jury found him guilty on all 6 counts of murder. He was sentenced to 360 years in prison. But here is the terrifying truth the prosecutor shared. The 6 convictions were just the tip of the iceberg. Based on his work schedule and the hospital's death records, investigators believe Orville Lynn Majors may have been responsible for over 300 deaths. He wasn't an angel of mercy, but an angel of death. A chilling reminder that sometimes the greatest danger in a hospital isn't the disease, but the person sworn to treat it.